Gather round, dear brethren, for I have a tale to tell. A long time ago, there was a man who fell asleep for 1,000 years. He awakened only to find his kin buried by cities and 1,000 fears. He called out all names that he learned. Every echo sent back mocking, yet one named answered, and the man turned. The man cried, "Have I died and been sent to the next life?" The name replied,
"Have you lived in the previous realm? Do you still bleed when you grasp the blade of a knife? Is this not the same moon that you waved at every night? Do your eyes still burn when you gaze at the sun's light?"
The man fell to his knees and covered his face and said, "But how am I here, when yesterday I fed all my livestock, hugged my children, then kissed my wife? Are you who created me? You who gives or takes life? Do you bend time, or does she obey?" The name replied,
"Haven't you heard of the trees that pray? Were you living so loud that you could never hear your soul speak? If your mind were this mountain, every stone a book, you would not dent my library. Not a word from a stone would leak."
The name ordered the winds to take hold of the man. He commanded the waters to reveal a hidden land. He placed the man on the shore and told him,
"Venture as you please. Many beings before you risked their souls for this treasure hidden here. The grandest treasure does not come in ease. Many seeked power, many devoured by greed. For the soul are many, many maps. Are you sure yours is the right one? The true map to follow? The true treasure to read?"
The man asked with fear in his voice, "But what if I am lost? Or if the trumpets roar and I drop without a choice? How can I seek your guidance? Who will hear my tears? This world is truly strange. Undiscovered waters, undiscovered fears. Will you always hear me? Or will I rot alone? Will my soul soar the heavens, or will I forever stay as bone?" The name did not reply. He only showed the man a glimpse of the tree's true form, all praying loudly, and their roots intertwined firmly, not a single root torn. The man stood up proudly and chose his first path. The rain pouring heavily, the winds showing their wrath, the lightning striking with fury, the thunder's battle cry. A cave appeared in the corner of the man's eye. He entered with curiosity, and in the pitch darkness he carefully passed. The entrance of the cave has expelled all light, a darkness so raw even hearts wear masks. A voice appeared suddenly and set the man in stone, a king without his walls, a vulnerable throne. The darkness spoke in a deeply manner, shaking all the ground stones.
"The darkness is not a desert. Inside it you are never alone. The darkness hides many tales. The darkness is a large home. I am mortal darkness. Many roads lead to me. I am life's biggest fear. I torture with what you cannot see. You run around the realms, underestimating me. But when I catch you wandering my roads, you are quick to worship me. So tell me, mortal, what treasure do you seek?
The man said nothing and stared into the abyss. He then calmly answered, I seek the name of who created you and I seek his friendship. I seek eternity.
The man who answered correctly. Even I still experience mystery. All before you confess their deepest desires. So I conjured what they seeked, only to watch it drown them. My darkness became their home, but I cannot conjure your treasure. The name defeats me. Farewell, mortal. Your treasure has set you free.
The man's feet began to move, and an illuminating blue lake began to appear from the darkness. The man walked to the lake's edge. He kneeled before it, and in his reflection, he expected to see a lost mess. However, beneath the shining blue water, he could see a tree, her leaves radiating green. The man reached his palm towards the water, however it was sealed. The man smiled and said out loud, I have heard about the trees that pray. O you who created me, you know my heart's true intention. You know what my soul wants to say. I love this path. 1,000 more years of slumber and I would not break. Every soul's journey you make, and I would never rest if my soul you did not take. O you who created me, I seek your treasure, so may I cross this lake. As the man prayed, only when a tear fell onto the surface did the barrier break. A root of the tree rose to the surface and offered the man her hand. She wrapped around his arm, and he sunk into the lake. She told the man,
Have no fear, for your soul is still breathing. Submit and I shall take care of you. Submit and learn the water's meaning.
She showed him wonders beyond imagination. The tales that have sunk into the waters are endless. He saw kingdoms and civilizations of his kind and of the fire-blooded, the smokeless. The man asked the tree, How deep do the waters go? The tree pulled him faster through the endless blue. Deeper and deeper he traveled. Slowly the light began to fade away until the waters became black and his heart began to rattle. The tree released her grasp on the man. Filled with panic, he remained where he was deserted. In pure darkness and silence, the man waited. The realm began to shake. A fire began to rise from the water's pit. Out came a giant, colossal mountain of a creature, the most terrifying emotion the man has ever met. A towering leviathan, staring him in his face, eyes blue and an iris of red. The Leviathan could see every memory and every thought the man has had. The man stared back. His soul was breaking from reality. The man's heart was beginning to fall mad. He could not stop gazing into its eyes, a treacherous curiosity. And then the Leviathan spoke.
I am Leviathan. Not because of my terrestrial form, but for the oceans of knowledge that I know. And when they ate my flesh, they heard my call. They worshipped me and crawled into my soul. They are a part of me, and I in them. They worship destiny, the destiny that brought you here, and you cannot escape destiny, and you cannot escape my call. I offer you the fruit of the endless gardens that I maintain. Expand your mind and your soul I shall train. Your destiny is in me. Choose my knowledge, and you will not fall. I am destiny, and you cannot escape my call.
The man could feel his mind slipping into madness. Every drop of his life force was begging him to answer the Leviathan's call. For the first time after his 1,000-year slumber, he felt raw sadness. As he almost succumbed to accepting the Leviathan's knowledge, he realized he could not feel his creator's source. He let out the loudest of battle cries, a reckoning force. The Leviathan understood the geometry of the man's shout, the wisest of creations, the eternal fall, the first man to reject his call. The Leviathan roared and shook the realm to madness. The waters ran red with his fire and sadness. His true form began to reveal itself. Upon him iron demons were hurled, chains upon his colossal body, he himself a prisoner of the underworld. As the man rose to the surface, only one question was on his mind. My creator, are you proud of me? Have I earned the treasure with the path that is hard to find? Why have you chosen me? Surely there are more righteous souls than mine. I am forever your servant, a master of your signs. The man reached the surface only to see all around him white and grey, winds of ash, snow and ice, clouds that decay. The waves grabbed the man and sent him to a place very far, to a shore with a mountain that can kiss a star. Walking on the beach of ash, he finds a stone road that climbs the mountain, a paved way. He begins to walk, and from the ash and snow appeared a man made from clay. The clay man asked the man, "O mortal, what brings you to this mountainous grave? What brings you to the tomb of the fallen and brave?" The man replied, "I seek a treasure so grand, a treasure more valuable than all of this land. A treasure I did not want, but need to acquire. My goal is not the chest, but it's gold from a power much higher. The Clayman said, "Oh, a truth seeker, unchained by darkness, from here and below water. But how did you arrive here with no sword and no armor? I am clay. I have seen every form. I have eaten all of the dead and await those who mourn. Many braver than you have tried to reach the mountain's peak. Many stronger than you have perished forever. Many have turned to ash, the very ash under your feet, burdened by their ink and rotten feathers. Go on, mortal. Maybe you find what you seek. Keep your heart open, don't let it blink. A sacrifice will be made, and not of what you think." The man walked along the road, snow, ash, and trees encased in death, clouds of pain with every taken breath, fallen men and women, frozen in ice and melting ash, corrupted swords with arms of mud, a cemetery for the ego, the master of the masses. Many moons passed. The man felt tired as he searched. He laid by a dying tree. He said before falling to a dream, "Oh, I wonder if I will have chance on my side by tomorrow's eve." For in his dream he could not see. His body grew old and weak, hair and beard white, eyes turned gray.
Awaken, my friend.
The man awoke, however not without fear. He was a seasoned man the night before. Now for him death is near, a soul full of love for such journey and lore. He asked the voice, "Are you winged death, here to take me?"
I am death, life's brush. You have passed many struggles indeed, but I am what pains you before you bleed. I am always in the back of your mind, reminding you of what you cannot find. But for you is an interesting day. None before have had the same. You have earned your treasure, you may learn his name.
A grand, unworldly chest appeared from the dispersing mist, adorned with unworldly ornaments, the most beautiful art the man has seen.
However, be aware, the name knows how much your soul aches for what he has taken from you. You will not be judged if you choose.
Death pointed to a mirror with a frame of mist. Inside is a vision the man cannot resist. He falls to his knees and cries his last battle cry. His wife and children staring back at him with pure love in their hearts and eyes.
You may choose whichever is your soul's true desire. Choose your true treasure, no matter which, your soul will never taste the fire. So which will it be, immortal? A lifetime with your beloved in the realm from which you came, or ultimate wisdom and the knowledge of your Creator's name?